Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jake from TodaysiPhone.com, and here's your TIP Daily for August 20th, 2012. Okay, so to start off, the iPhone 5 and the iPad mini are basically the two Apple devices that are getting the most attention right now, even though they may or may not exist. But there are a bunch of other Apple products out there that are also due for refreshes, and that includes the iPod Nano. Now, the reason the iPod Nano is in the news today is because there are shortages of the iPod Nano across the US in a number of different retail locations and stores and stuff, and it's leading a lot of people to believe that the iPod Nano, as well as some other iPod models, will get a refresh sometime pretty soon. Apple usually refreshes the iPod line in September for back to school. Of course, the release of the iPhone is going to mess with that a little bit, so we'll have to see. Hopefully it's pretty soon. I'd love to see the return of the camera on the iPod Nano. I'd love to see the return of some sort of buttons, so you can change the songs and browse artists and stuff without having to look at the screen on that tiny little touchscreen. It doesn't really make sense to me. Okay, now moving on to everybody's favorite subject, the iPhone 5. We have some more leaked parts today, but it's a little bit different because these leaked parts are actually put together. Now we have the back casing, we have the headphone jack, and we have the smaller dock connector, and they're all fitted together in these new sets of images, and I gotta say, it looks pretty good. I mean, this is internal stuff we're talking about, but everything fits together seamlessly. The screw holes line up, there's a room for the headphone jack at the bottom because of the smaller dock connector and stuff, and I really have to admit that as we go on, these leaks are definitely starting to seem more and more convincing. And finally, we have a 3D rendering of what the iPhone 5 could look like based on all these leaked parts and schematics and stuff. And as we have a whole 360 view of it, and it's compared to the Samsung Galaxy S3 to give us like a baseline of what the size is and that kind of thing. And it looks pretty cool. It's not the best 3D rendering in the world, but it is cool to get a 3D view of what the next iPhone will maybe look like. Okay, well that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Before we're going to leave you with a question of the day, and that is, what other Apple product do you hope to see refreshed in the next couple months? You know, the iPhone 5, whatever, the iPad mini, whatever. Let's talk iPods here. Let's talk Macs. You can let me know in the comment section down below or on Twitter at TIP_Jake. Please don't forget the links to everything I talked about in this video in the description down below. And as always, for more news, views, and reviews, don't forget to head over to TodaysiPhone.com.